Colliding Dwarf Galaxies Reveal a Glimpse of the Early Universe. Hello and welcome back to our channel, where science meets exploration and discovery. Today, we are going to talk about something very exciting and fascinating: colliding dwarf galaxies that reveal a glimpse of the early universe. Dwarf galaxies are some of the smallest and faintest galaxies in the universe, but they may hold some of the biggest answers to our questions about the cosmos. Recently, scientists have been studying the collision of two dwarf galaxies and what it can tell us about the early universe. This collision has revealed some fascinating insights into the formation and evolution of galaxies, the role of dark matter, and the nature of the universe itself. In this article, we will explore the collision of dwarf galaxies and what it can tell us about the universe we live in. Introduction: Understanding dwarf galaxies. What are dwarf galaxies? Dwarf galaxies are small galaxies that contain a few million to a few billion stars, much smaller than our Milky Way galaxy, which contains around 100 billion stars. They are the most common type of galaxies in the universe and can be found orbiting larger galaxies like satellites or wandering through space on their own. Why are dwarf galaxies important to study? Dwarf galaxies are important to study because they can provide clues about the early universe and the formation of galaxies. Since they are smaller and contain fewer stars than larger galaxies, they are less affected by internal processes like star formation and supernovae explosions. This means that their structure and content can tell us about the conditions of the universe at the time they were formed. Studying dwarf galaxies can help us understand how galaxies evolve over time and how the universe has changed since it began. The collision of dwarf galaxies. What happens when dwarf galaxies collide? When two dwarf galaxies collide, their gas and dust clouds can merge, triggering a burst of star formation. The gravity of the collision can also cause these galaxies to distort or even destroy each other. Collisions between dwarfs can help us understand how galaxies merge and how they grow over time. How rare are dwarf galaxy collisions? Dwarf galaxy collisions are relatively rare events, due to the vast distances between galaxies in the universe. However, scientists have observed several examples of dwarf galaxies colliding, providing valuable information about the formation of galaxies. Observations and findings of the collision. How did scientists observe the collision? In 2018, astronomers using the Dark Energy Camera, which is part of the Cerro Tololo Inter-American Observatory in Chile, observed the collision of two dwarf galaxies located about 45 million light-years away from Earth. They used the camera to capture detailed images of the galaxies as they collided and merged. What did scientists learn from the collision? The observations of the collision revealed that the two dwarf galaxies contain different amounts of dark matter, the mysterious substance that makes up most of the matter in the universe. This asymmetry in dark matter distribution affected the collision, causing one galaxy to be disrupted while the other survived largely intact. The scientists also found that the collision triggered a burst of star formation, creating a new region of intense star formation in the merged galaxy. Implications for studying the early universe. What does this tell us about the early universe? The collision of the two dwarf galaxies provides insight into the early universe, which was much smaller and more crowded than it is today. By studying the formation and evolution of these galaxies, scientists can learn about the conditions of the universe shortly after the Big Bang. How does this help us understand our place in the universe? Understanding the formation and evolution of galaxies is crucial to understanding our place in the universe. By studying dwarf galaxies and their collisions, scientists can learn about the history of our own galaxy, the Milky Way, and how it was formed. This knowledge can help us understand our place in the universe and how we came to exist in this vast, complex cosmos. The role of dark matter in the collision. What is dark matter? Dark matter is a mysterious substance that makes up about 27% of the universe, according to current estimates. It does not reflect, absorb, or emit light, making it invisible to telescopes. Scientists have identified its presence by measuring its gravitational effects on visible matter, such as stars and galaxies. How does dark matter affect dwarf galaxy collisions? Dwarf galaxies are believed to contain large amounts of dark matter, and their collisions provide a unique opportunity to study the behavior of this substance. When two dwarf galaxies collide, their gravitational interactions can strip away the dark matter from their outer regions, leaving behind a concentrated core. This can cause the visible matter in the galaxies to separate from the dark matter, creating a distinct pattern of star clusters. By studying these patterns, scientists can learn more about the distribution and behavior of dark matter within galaxies. The future of dwarf galaxy research. What is next for dwarf galaxy research? Dwarf galaxies are still a relatively new area of research, and there is much more to be learned about their properties and behavior. Scientists are continuing to study dwarf galaxy collisions to gain a deeper understanding of dark matter, as well as the formation and evolution of galaxies in the early universe. How can we continue to learn from dwarf galaxies? In addition to studying collisions, scientists can also observe dwarf galaxies in isolation to learn more about their internal structure and dynamics. The James Webb Space Telescope, set to launch in 2021, will enable scientists to study the faint light emitted by the earliest galaxies, including dwarf galaxies, providing new insights into the early universe. Conclusion: advancing our understanding of the universe. What have we learned from dwarf galaxy collisions? By studying collisions between dwarf galaxies, scientists have gained new insights into the behavior of both visible matter and dark matter. These collisions have shown us that dark matter is a vital component in the formation and evolution of galaxies, and that its distribution can have a significant impact on the visible structures we observe. How can this knowledge help us in the future? Understanding the behavior of dwarf galaxies can help us build a more complete picture of the universe, from its earliest moments to the present day. By studying these ancient structures, scientists hope to gain new insights into the nature of dark matter, the formation and evolution of galaxies, and even the fundamental laws of physics themselves. With each new discovery, we move closer to unlocking the mysteries of the universe and our place within it. The collision of dwarf galaxies has provided us with a glimpse into the early universe and has revealed fascinating insights into the nature of galaxies and dark matter. As we continue to study these small but mighty galaxies, we may uncover even more secrets about the universe we live in. Dwarf galaxies may be small, but they are teaching us big things about the cosmos and our place within it. In conclusion, the collision of dwarf galaxies is an exciting field of research that provides important clues about the evolution of the universe. Collisions among galaxies can trigger intense bursts of star formation and morphological transformations, even in small dwarf galaxies. The Hercules dwarf galaxy collision is a great example of the potential of studying such collisions and can provide valuable insights into the early universe, where astronomers believe many small dwarf galaxies were formed. As always, thank you for joining us on this journey of discovery, and be sure to keep your eyes on the stars. Thanks for watching.